Friends, welcome! It's April 13th, day 13 of the 30-day guitar challenge. I've got so much stuff to show you and talk to you about today. I'm really, really excited. No time for playing. If I do some playing, it'll be because we're talking about stuff, but no intro today. It's just like literally we're going. It's go time. I'm really excited. Friends, did I mention I'm excited? It's April 13th. Today, as per promised, I'm going live with you for 2 hours today. We go live for 2 hours every single day during the month of April, okay? Right? The first hour at 11 a.m. to 12, we're doing a beginner lesson, and from 12 to 1, we're doing an advanced lesson. And we're doing this every day because we're doing the 30-day guitar challenge, right? Because whatever you think about what's going on right now, we're at least social distancing. Nonetheless, we're doing that, right? So we got 30 days here. So let's advance our minds. Let's advance our bodies. Let's advance our spirits. And one way that we're going to do that is we're going to get good at the guitar because it's a great medicine. Music is a great medicine. So let's do it. We got the time, right? You're here. Let's do it. It takes 21 to 30 days to establish a habit. That's why I'm doing this with you, okay? Now, first thing, if you've just joined us, if you've never been to one of these before, two things I want you to do very quickly. First link below is the PDF. Download that. It'll give you the syllabus for what we're doing today, all the beginner lessons, all the advanced lessons. All these beginner lessons, you're also getting for free with PDFs and all the supporting stuff. Like, for instance, today, I'm going to show you this, and you would get this for free inside of UGS Standard. So this is Dexterity exercise number 1, and it's 24 variations. We're going to talk about that in a minute. That's the second link below. You can get the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard for free. Hundreds of thousands of people have literally gotten into this, and it's helped their guitar playing massively, build a massive foundation, okay? You're going to see me refer to that quite a bit during this program here because in order for me to get to all the questions, since there'll probably be 500-600 people in the chat here today, in order for me to be able to serve you, which is what I want to do, which is why I'm here, not spending time with my family right now, but spending time with you, is because I want to serve you. I want to help you to play guitar. And sometimes I'm going to point you to another video because there's a lot to tell you. And I'd be giving you, number one, not a very good answer if I took 5 minutes to tell you, which normally would take 15 minutes to tell you sometimes an answer. Not only that, you're not going to get a sufficient answer, but then if I spend 5 minutes with every question, we won't get a lot of questions answered. Does that make sense? So sometimes I'm going to point you to another video. Don't get mad about that. Honor me and honor yourself and watch the video. Do work, okay? Otherwise, you probably don't want it anyhow, and I'm just calling you out on that. Either go watch the video or you don't really want this, okay? That's just the truth, and that's all we're speaking here, okay? Also, if you haven't already, thumb this video up. Go ahead, do it right now. I'm going to keep smiling. Thanks. If you did it already, don't do it again. So go ahead, do it. Okay, and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share this with a friend so other people know what we're doing today so that they can get excited about guitar, okay? We're getting jacked up today on guitar. All right, so is that it? I think that's everything. Yeah, sure. All right, so as per promise, the first thing that we're going to be looking at is dexterity exercises, and the second part of the program, which is what I'm even more excited about, as my friend Devin says, I'm gonna flip a table. That's what I'm feeling like right now. I'm really excited about that. It's called Advanced Magic Patterns, and I've got, how many do I have for you? How many do I got? I'm gonna tell you. I've got a few of them. I've got 4. Oh, I just had another one come to my brain. I've got 4. I've got 4, seriously, I really am writing. I've got 4 things to show you today. Each one of these are going to blow your mind. At least 3 of them are going to blow your mind. And if you're a real advanced player, then at least 2 of them are going to blow your friggin' mind, okay? And if you're a beginner, then just forget about it. You're just going to be like that. That's what's going to happen, okay? Right on the back of the wall. Mind blown, okay? We're doing this. You ready? That's what I'm really excited about. Okay, so here we go. We're digging in. Let's get to it right away. We got a lot of stuff to cover today, okay? We can't goof around. This right here is alternate picking exercises. You can see it there using exercise number 1, right? We got the tablature here, and we have 24 variations. Again, I'm giving you this for free inside the program. Let's talk about it. Inside the program? Link 2, UGS standard, okay? Now, throughout the month, we've been talking about posture. We've been talking about holding the pick. We talked about the pick rest. We talked about lots and lots of things, right? We're getting into some really cool stuff now. Lee Eckhart, thank you for the donation, my friend. Got that avocado with the big thumb. Thank you, bud. So kind. So now that we know to take that thumb and drop it behind the neck, and we know to play on our fingertips, to maybe even take a Sharpie or some sort of pen and to put little dots on the tip of our fingers so that we know and are reminded constantly that that's the place that our string should rest. Not here. This is the pad of the finger. It should be way up here. Not here. Way up here. Okay? The tips, the very tips of the fingers. That's where your fingers should be touching on the fret. No other place, unless you're playing bar chords or playing lead guitar. But when you're learning how to play guitar and your chords aren't sounding right and what have you, this is the problem, okay? So you're playing on your fingertips, you've got that thumb dropped behind the back of the neck, not reached over the top like all the rock and rollers do. They've been playing longer than you, so they can do it. Later on, you'll do it too, just like I do, okay? Otherwise, you want to drop that thumb behind the back of the neck. Be playing on your fingertips. Get close to the fret. I'm reviewing here something we've talked about already. Merle, appreciate your time and kindness to the vets and all. Appreciate more every day. Yay, Merle. I love that, man. Lots of things happening in the universe right now, friends, and it's going to take love and appreciation and kindness and gratitude for all of this to go the right way. Stuff is happening. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Good stuff is happening. But you gotta have that gratitude. Thank you, Merle. I've got that gratitude too, man. Love it. So now we're behind the back of the fret here. We're pressing just firm enough to where we get a sound, but not too firm where we're bending it out of pitch. Right? You don't want to do that. And the more that you stick to this technique, the less you'll have to press down. The lighter you can press down. This is exercise 1. It's the most simple exercise, but friends, if you do this, it's going to get all your fingers moving. And remember, if you look at your hand, that poor little pinky is so far away from the thumb. So when we pick something up, we pick it up like this. Sometimes we'll use the second finger. We'll do this bit. This we never do or hardly ever do unless we're grabbing something, and that guy will support. But the pinky's always like hanging out here, not doing much, right? Even when you're drinking tea, it's out there, not doing much. It's like, I'm not doing anything. So the pinky does that, right? So we want to bring that pinky back in and we want to exercise that pinky. But look at how, number 1, how short it is, right? That's from many years of non-use, all right? The universe knows what it's doing. The pinky's like, it doesn't need to be that long. Give the guy a break. He's not helping out anyhow. Just let him go. And that's what's going on. But as we want to play guitar and we want to play it well, we got to get that pinky going. So it means we have to practice. So it's not you, it's everybody's pinky. Pinkies suck. Okay, down with the pinkies. I'm going to start a hashtag, pinkies suck. They just do when we're talking about playing guitar. They're rebellious. Or they're not rebellious, they're lazy. So we have to get them moving, okay? Now, here's the protocol. You're going to pick. It doesn't matter if you're picking down strokes or down up. Doesn't matter. You know, alternate picking doesn't matter. But what you do want to do is you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 fingers for 4 frets. Frets 1, 2, 3, 4. Fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. So that when you shift, you know, here to the 5th position, meaning first finger's behind the 5th fret, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 on frets 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So you want to kind of keep that idea going. For those of you that are new, this is a question that pops up all the time. If you've been playing for a bit, you get this, but all the time people are asking, well, what should I do? Which finger? I don't know. This is going to show you how to do it. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Don't worry about picking as far as, you know, straight down or alternate, doesn't matter. And this is what you're going to do. Here we go. Now, the speed in which you do this is up to you. The right speed, the best speed, is the speed that you're at, that you can comfortably do this and that you can get it and you can play it accurately. Listen, We're always going for accuracy when we're playing guitar. Don't worry about speed. Speed is a byproduct of accuracy, not the other way around. Don't ever go for speed. Speed happens because you're so good at something, because you've done it so many times. Now, as you get to be better, as a better player, you can push yourself with the metronome. We talked about that yesterday. You can push yourself with the metronome, and that's a good thing to do, to actually be at the edge of your whatever all the time. If you're working out, if you can only lift 150 pounds, then the next time you go into the gym, putting 151 on is a good idea, or something just a teeny bit more, because you always want to challenge yourself. You always want to be living on your edge of whatever it is you're doing. Number one, it makes you happier, and number two, that's where you see growth, and we're happy when we see growth within ourselves, whether it's our business growing, or our relationships, or our money, or our consciousness, or whatever it is. So always be growing, always pushing against that edge, okay? But in the beginning, you want to conceptually get this, and you also want to not worry about speed in the beginning, because we have to get the idea first, right? Okay, I think you get that idea. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm alternate picking this, which is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Make sense? But again, you're taking it at your speed. Don't overthink this. Only thing you should be getting is these sounds out of it. You shouldn't be hearing this. That's staccato playing. We want these nice and smooth. We want them legato. If you don't know how to do that, most people have issues with that in the beginning. I cover that in high detail in UGS Standard. Second link below, you're getting the whole course for free today. That's staccato. We want legato. Okay? And later on, you can build that speed up. But at first, you're not going to have it. And it only takes practice. That's the only thing. So when you see somebody playing it faster than you, and you're like, God, lucky, or God, I wish I could do that. You can do that. It's just play it more. If I've played it 7,000 times and you've played it 40 times, who do you think is going to be better at it? The guy that's playing it 14,000 times. That's who, right? However many times you play it is how good you're going to be. It's just the gauntlet. It's just whatever you practice is how good you're going to be at it. That's it. It's a completely fair system, okay? You get what you put into it. Make sense? Now, here's the cool thing about this, is once you start getting used to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start, like, you get the fretting part down, then you might say to yourself, why would I challenge my fingers more? That's why I give you 24 variations of this, right? 24 variations of this. That's in the free course, second link below, so that you can do stuff like this. So you could go, okay, let's do 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. You might say to yourself, well, why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just do 1, 2, 3, 4? You can, but just like when you're working out, if you change your workout up, then you get better results because you're challenging your body in different ways. It's also good for the mind. It's good for passing the time, makes it go quicker, convenient, right, for right now. And what you're doing is you're requiring things of your fingers and of your brain that you're going to need later on. If you always do the same thing all the time, then you're always gonna be able to do that one thing all the time, but you're not gonna be able to do the other things. So that's why we wanna try these different variations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 4, 2, 3. 1, 4, 3, 2. I could go down them all right now. I have them in my head. Not memorized, but I have a system of remembering, just like you would knowing the notes of the fretboard. Okay? Let's talk about any questions that you might have, friends. I just wanted to talk about that very quickly, and then get to your questions. I'm real excited about the second hour today, friends. If you're a beginner, still stick around, because you are going to have your minds blown from these magic patterns. They really are truly magic. Some of them, one of them, I just came across Myself, having played the guitar for 30-something years, 35 years, that's pretty cool if you can come across something after 3.5 decades. I'm a guitar teacher. I do this all the time. And us as guitar players, we will look at the neck and sometimes go, wait a minute, look at that cool thing that just popped up. Had no idea. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. It's going to advance you guys way quick, because this is stuff that took me decades to learn. If you're new to guitar, you're going to be way ahead of the curve because you're getting it all right away. Okay? You're welcome. Right, here we go. Let's get to some questions, shall we? If you hadn't noticed, I'm really excited today. Really, really excited. For so many reasons. One, it's what's happening in the world today. Lots of good things are happening in the world. People are waking up. And if you don't know about this, you're watching the wrong stuff. You're probably watching the news or something like that. Watch the news once if you need to find out what's going on. We all know what's going on. But then stop watching it, because there's other people, other voices to listen to other than the talking heads that are all saying the same thing, okay? Open your mind. Do something different. Unless you're getting awesome results, unless you're super filled with joy and super filled with happiness and everything in your life is just running like a top, then don't change anything. But if things aren't going as perfectly as you would like them to do, it could be that you might want to change something. Just saying. Just a crazy, crazy thought there. John Golfer is saying, Eric, thanks for taking care of us vets. John, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for taking care of us. You're so welcome, John. And thank you for the kind donation. Super, super, super kind, man. Oh, another donation. Al Howard, just for Spider-Man. Oh, thank you, Al. I will make sure that goes straight to the little guy, man. He literally was just wearing his Spider-Man outfit. He wears it every day. And for Easter here, he got a Hulk mask, and he got a Stormtrooper mask, an Iron Man mask. And he doesn't know any of these people, but then he gets the mask, and then he's like, oh, I'm excited about this Iron Man fella, you know. What's a good classical piece to start with? I think one of the best classical pieces to start with is Greensleeves. It's easy, it's beautiful, everyone knows it, they love it, and it's super fun to play, right? Whoops. Yeah. Okay, this is out of tune, but someone's saying SGN from Krasinski, John Krasinski, right? He's got this some good news network. Yeah, beautiful. Watch that. Some good news network. It's on Instagram. It's all over the place right now. John Krasinski from The Office. He started this Good News Network, and it's beautiful, and it really lets folks know about all the good stuff happening in the world. Boring. I want to hear about sad and scary stuff. Oh, good. Okay. Well, you keep watching TV. Otherwise, some good news network is pretty awesome. Someone's asking, how do you donate? Red B is. Bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a smiley face, and next to that, there's a symbol, a money symbol, and click that, and then that will allow you to donate. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate that. How do I make sure my picking hand is correct if I focus on my other hand? 66, don't overthink this. If you're picking the strings, rest your hand on the guitar like this, it's fine, and just pick. Don't overthink this. Also, get inside the free course where you're going to have all these videos guiding you. You can watch my hand doing this. Look, your hand's not like, if you do this, if you are picking this exercise, when you look over at this hand, is your hand doing this? Is it going around and doing stuff like this? No, it's just sitting there. Like, you don't have to keep an eye on it. It's not going to go steal something, right? It's just picking. So don't overthink it. Just play. I'm a weirdo, I know. All right. Can you talk about how to deal with procrastination? Yeah, we all have to deal with this, procrastination, right? Or we all have to guide ourselves out of procrastination. I can think of a few things that really help. Lists help, you know, to where you have a schedule, especially right now. A great thing to do is have a schedule, like I'm going to work out at this time, I'm going to go out in the sun at this time, I'm going to love on my family at this time, I'm going to work, I'm going to play guitar at this time, whatever. Those are really good things because it requires you to look at your schedule and then go, oh yeah, now it's time to work out. I think that's a good one. Also, finding something that moves you. Last night, as my wife and I were getting ready to go to bed, I was like, I'm not really very tired, and so I stayed up and played guitar for like 3.5 hours. It was like almost 1 o'clock. And then I should have just kept playing because I didn't fall asleep till 4 o'clock last night. Oh my God. I know, not normal for me. But nonetheless, you look at your schedule and you go, hey, it's time to do this. But for me, last night, I was really getting obsessed with tones that I was getting from my Kemper. And I was working with loops and stuff like that and was having a blast doing that. So I went down the rabbit hole and I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing. I was just having fun. So that's another way. Being inspired is really helpful. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Peter. Kind. Would my Blues Junior sound better if it were a solid pine cabinet? Well, you're asking the right guy, Carl, because I have both. I have one with a solid pine cabinet, and then I have one that is not, and they both sound amazing. Doesn't really make that much of a difference at all. Okay, Eric, could you go over the major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, 7 minor thing? What's it for? John, yeah, we'll talk about that, about the pattern that I was going to show you, but essentially, diatonic harmony. Harmony is when we stack notes, right? This is a melody. This is a harmony. Okay, that's harmony. Diatonic harmony is that which is built off of the major scale, and if we extended that to be thirds instead of just third and a fifth, what we did was thirds, harmonies, 1, 2, 3, and we're stacking those thirds as we go up the fretboard. If we did 3 notes, a 1, 3, and a 5, then we would have major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and major again. Okay? And so that is the natural way that chords appear in diatonic harmony. And so 99% of the music that you listen to is going to follow this rule. It's not to say that you couldn't go out and play a chord that falls outside of that. That's called borrowed chords. And I talk about that pretty extensively in some of my videos, because, in fact, if you want to know more about that subject, search YourGuitarSage borrowed chords. Because it's one of my favorite subjects, actually, is to take chords that go outside of diatonic harmony. But that being said, those 7 chords, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, appear in every major key and in every minor key if the tonal center is the 6th. So major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So if you were starting with a tonal center of a 6, which would be the minor key, then your chords would be minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major. So the chords show up the same exact way. Okay? If you're unsure about this, start inside Unstoppable Guitar System Standard, because this is the stuff that you need to know. This is the stuff that unravels all of music for you. Okay? And so you might say to yourself, well, why is that? I think you asked that. Why is that? What's it for, you said, right? Well, it's for lots of things. Just a few minutes ago, I was playing a song, a beautiful song, called Grapevine Fires by Grapevine Fires by Death Cab for Cutie, right? It's a beautiful song, and it goes something like this. It goes, okay, and now, so what I did is I said, well, I want to know what key that's in. And at first, since I started on the C minor, and I say all the time, if you want to know the tonal center of a key, oftentimes it's the very first chord of a song. But remember, I always say you're a detective and you want to get several clues, usually 3. The first chord, the last chord, and what's the prevailing melody? Where does it end? Where does it resolve? It should resolve on the tonal center, okay? So say you're a detective, you gotta get a few different clues. So me assuming this is the tonal center, which I did, by the way, I just assumed that because most of the time that's true, and then I started messing around with it, and it worked okay, but then I realized it didn't work perfectly, so then I was like, okay, well actually let's look at the chords. Okay, well here's a minor chord, major chord, here's a major chord, here's a major chord, which is an F. So what I did is in my mind, this is going to go over most of your heads, but it's all right. I said, okay, here's a major chord, here's a major chord, here's a major chord, an F. But I wanted to get these major chords together, so I'm like, here's a major chord, F. It's okay if it goes over your head, just means that you haven't gone through the Unstoppable Guitar System, that's all. And you don't know these basics, it's okay, but they're available to you. But don't freak out that you're not getting it right now. A lot of people won't, okay? So here's an F, here's an F. So what I said was, okay, there's a major chord, there's a major chord, there's a major chord. So that's my 1, 4, 5, as I will show you later on. So I know that's my 1, 4, 5 are my 3 major chords, and then I knew that that must be the minor 6, then, or I'm sorry, this is the 1, then this must be my minor 6. This must be my 5, you know, and so on and so forth. So once I knew what my tonal center was, then I could just say, okay, cool. Now I can solo over the top of that. So I used it to analyze a song. In this case, I could use it to write a song. I could use it to create harmonies. There's so many millions of things that you could use it for. You just have to further your, further go into music and have fun with it, Just like when you get to know somebody who you really like, a friend or a lover or something, you find all this stuff about them which makes them more interesting, right? Their history and all that stuff. You can think about music in the same way. Steven, thank you, bud, for the super kind fox doing his fun little dance there. Super cool. Thank you, buddy. You always come through for me. And another donation. Thank you. It's Euro, right? Tigracus. I think that's correct. Tigracus. Thank you, bud. So kind. All right. Let's get some questions. How do I get the tone of a certain song? That's a great question. So, Ken, you need to understand what effects create certain sounds. So this is just a matter of doing some investigating. Inside of UGS, I have a whole bit on this, so I don't know where else you would get it other than maybe just searching, randomly searching around on YouTube, right? That fun game. RDB, thank you for the donation. Jonathan, thank you for the donation. Super kind, friends. So when I'm listening to something, first off, I say, well, is it overdriven or is it clean, right? This is clean. This is overdriven. Clean. And I say, well, am I hearing any delay? Reverb. I hear a little bit of reverb there. What happens if there was more reverb? What happens if it was a whole bunch of reverb? It just kept going. Right? What happens if there's delay there? Hear that bounce? So there's things like that. There's things like tremolo, right? This type of sound. So you're going to know this stuff over time as you start asking these questions. It's a great question, but there are many, many different types of effects, and what you want to do is you just want to get your feet wet. You want to get involved and start asking those questions and searching videos on guitar effects, on tone. I think I may have one. If you search YourGuitarSage effects, I think I have one video that kind of goes over all that really quickly. If I don't, I need to make one, like right now. Like I need to do that. I'm literally writing that down right now. But I think I've got one. Okay, I'm writing this down for you, my friend, because I'll make a video on this if I don't have one already. Just like a general overview of effects, you know? Wouldn't that be helpful? That would be. Do you recommend Digitech or DoD? Whatever works for you. It all works. I don't have one that I particularly recommend. Is that the Electro Harmonix freeze pedal or a Kemper? It's the Kemper. But I do love the Electro Harmonix freeze. I have one of those. Actually, I think I gave that away. I'm always giving stuff away, pedals and guitars and stuff like that. I think I gave that one away. This is the Kemper, and I love it because it allows me to do some really cool stuff. You know, you've heard it before. You've heard me do this before, right? And then I just got that sound going on. Sit there and play while I'm manipulating the pedals here and coming up with my different tones. Cool? Thank you again, Jonathan, for another donation. Super kind, friend. Kind of sounds like Knopfler. Yeah, and so that's the tone I've got right here, right? You know. Right? We know that one, right? What are you doing to get that? What are you doing to get that? To get that, what am I doing to get that? So it's a Kemper amp. So it's a type of amplifier that you would have to own. Or there is something called a freeze pedal, which lets you do that. And there's another pedal out there that's like a, I forgot what it's called, but I see it come across my feed every now and then, and you can stack stuff on top of it. It's a really cool little pedal. I dig it. Oh, a sustainer pedal. Yeah, there's different pedals out there. This is the Kemper amp, if you're wanting to know. Is the Line 6 Helix as good as the Kemper? I would say it probably is. I was a Line 6 guy for years. When I saw the Kemper, I fell in love with it. And the reason that I love the Kemper so much, number one, is it makes some incredible tones, some beautiful tones. But I like how many knobs there are on this thing. There are dozens of knobs, I mean literally, and dozens of buttons, and so I can access everything really quickly without having to delve into menus, which I hate menus if I don't, you know, whereas like the Helix and what have you, there's all these menus and you got to drill down and it's more difficult. I think they added some more knobs though too, so nothing against Line 6. I love their stuff. Line 6 is amazing. Great stuff. RDB, thanks again for a beautiful donation. And James, thank you, buddy, with the fun avocado. I'm assuming that's an avocado. Avocados dance, right? Yeah, sure they do. James, thank you so much, bud. Oh, JR, it's okay. JR, if you want to know what that is in your Kemper manual, look up freeze. You can do it with, it's an edit inside of your reverb, some reverbs and some delays within the Kemper. And as you edit, you go to edit it and you go through your pages and then you'll see something that'll say freeze and you can click that button. You hit a chord, you hit that button, it'll freeze it. You can also assign that freeze pedal, that freeze button to a pedal by holding the button down and pressing on one of your pedals, one of your assignment pedals. That's how to do it. What model is the Kemper? It's called the Kemper Profiler. There is only one. It's that amazing. There's only one. It'll sound great with acoustic and electrics. It's remarkable. This particular Kemper is it's got the effects built into it, but then my specific one has a stereo amplifier built in. No, it doesn't. Not stereo. Is it stereo? It's not stereo. It doesn't have a stereo amp. It's just one amp. But yes, I do have that. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Bill, thanks so much for the donation. Super kind, friend. Are the Fender Stratocoustics any good? I can't vouch for them. I don't know. Looks like a gimmick to me, but that's just me. Is the pentatonic scale enough for soloing? It is. You can make a whole career out of soloing with the pentatonic scale. Which is a good beginner pedal for a rhythm guitarist? Want to start a pedal board? Bill, if you hold on a month or two, I'm coming out with a Dueling Ninja, which is going to be the most amazing overdrive pedal there is. So otherwise, if you can't wait until then, two of my favorite pedals are the OCD, the Full Tone OCD, which is a great overdrive pedal. The Tube Screamer is also a great pedal for Strats specifically and Tellys. It works with all. But get a looper pedal before you get anything. A TC Electronic Ditto pedal costs about $100. They're super cheap and they're absolutely amazing. You can sit there and solo with them. Well, like this, like I did earlier, right? So, or I didn't. So that's that chord progression for earlier. Gary, thanks for the donation, friend. Thanks for being you. All right, thanks, bud. So right here. So I can sit there and let that loop. And that's a great thing about a looper pedal is that you get to have all that fun stuff like another guitar player is playing with you. It's super duper cool. You got to get a looper pedal. Number one pedal you got to have is a looper. Faux show. Okay. Okay. Kemper, worth the price? They do a lot. Indeed, man. I've owned, like I say, I've owned so many of the classic amps and I love them and I still have some of them, but the Kemper is just so cool, man, especially when you start. It's like an Apple product. If you like Apple products, if you don't, to hell with you. I'm joking. No, whatever. I've been an Apple guy and I've been a PC guy. I've been both, so I can say effectively that Apple's better. I'm joking. But I do like Apple right now. And I like the way they talk to each other, okay? Everybody has their own thing that they do, right? So Kemper has an amp that works great with it, and they've got a speaker that works great with it, and they got a pedal board that works great with it. And so I dig the way the whole family works together. It's pretty awesome. Oh, good. We got over 600 friends. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Friends, if you haven't already, thumb this video up. If you have, don't do it again, but just hit it one time because twice will make it 0. So just hit it one time, right? And then also share it with a friend if you would. And of course, subscribe if you like these videos, okay? Friends, if you're just joining us, first link below is the PDF. Second link below is going to give you access to the course for free today, UGS Standard. Get in there, learn some stuff. All this stuff that we're talking about here is going to make a lot more sense if you do that, okay? Thoughts on the Spark amp? Price point is great. I don't know how much that Spark amp is, but it's probably, you know, similar technology using modeling and what have you, and they've gotten really good with modeling, so probably pretty good. would be my guess. They've had me check their stuff out before, Positive Grid, and what I did here was excellent. What I didn't like about it is it wasn't user-friendly. Now, that was years ago, so I'm sure they've gotten better since then, you know. All right, can I explain economy picking as opposed to alternate picking? I will very quickly because I explained it pretty high detail yesterday, William. Okay, so alternate picking is when we pick straight down, up picking. Down, whoops, down, up, 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 down. Alternate picking says that you pick down, up, strict alternate, unless it makes sense, okay? Unless it makes sense that you pick through a note. So for instance, if you're doing 3 notes per string, I might go down, up, down. The next string is below me, so I'm going to keep picking down, down, I'm sorry, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So basically, it's saying don't go past the string below it and then come back up. Just keep picking through. A lot of people do this naturally. I did when I first started playing. Denise is saying, are you live? No, Denise, I am not live. This is recorded from earlier. Yes, I'm live. I am live. I'm goofing with you, Denise, because I know you're a great sport. How would anyone know how good the Spark amp is? It is still in pre-order. Ah, well, there you go. Well, there's probably some videos of it, right? If they're selling the thing online, there's videos of it and you can hear it. That's a good place to start. Just good at anticipating questions. It's Inception. Does a looper pedal have an input? Yes, it does. Download loop jam tracks. What does it use as a cable to get downloads in it? Mark, usually you just plug your guitar into it, but there are some that have where you can download loops and put them in there. I have one that does that, and I don't know the name of the pedal. I own so many pedals, and I give so many away that I forget the name of the one that I have, but there are some out there. You just have to do a little searching, like download jam tracks into looper pedal, and somebody has one out there. I own one. I just don't use it very often for that reason. I use it for different stuff. But yeah, super cool. When I learn the major scales, do I learn all the notes or are there patterns I should understand? D-Buster, just learn the one at first. Just learn the one form at first. That's going to help you with music theory and what have you. But then later on, there's like 7 different forms. Really 5 different positions, 7 different forms. Okay, so learn it all. For sure, if you can. Okay. I have one Spark amp. It's amazing. So many options for jamming, downloading new amps and effects. Okay, so obviously it is actually out already. Oh, Tim, proud owner of a lifetime membership for veterans. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're such an amazing way of explaining and getting me excited about learning. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tim. If you're a veteran, if you are a active military in the U.S., if you're a U.S. veteran, I offer the Unstoppable Guitar System Pro, the $400 model, if you will, or the $19 a month model for you for free because as a thank you for laying your lives down and doing what you've done for us. So YourGuitarSage.com/veterans if you want more information about that. Jonathan, thank you again for another donation, bud. You're just like coming through. Thanks, bud. Is there a looper that will hold multiple loops that I can switch between? Yes, I have a couple of them. Yeah, there are ones that are out there. So you're just going to have to do some searching, get good with Google, because I can't tell you off the top of my head. I tell you, I probably have some of these looper pedals, in fact, I know I do, in my gear store. The link for that's below. Really close to the bottom, you'll see, it'll say like gear and reviews. Click that, and then you'll see it. Jam Man, that was the name of it. Yes, yeah. 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 I forget it. How does Layla go? like that, right? I don't know. I've played it before. It's been some time, sorry. I don't think I have a video on that one. Are there any effects pedals for acoustics? You can use all effects pedals on acoustics. It's just that most people don't. They might use like some reverb like this or this. You know, you could do that a little bit, but... Oh, Mike, thanks so much for putting that gear page right there, man. Nice. The Digitech Jamman XT allows you to save 100 loops, and that's the one that I have, is the Jamman XT, and it's pretty cool. What is reverb? This is reverb. Right? That sound right there, that's reverb. I need a looper that will loop for at least 4 minutes. I don't think that exists. Oh yeah, there are some that are out there that will loop for a long time. 4 minutes? Yeah, I know, yeah. I think the 360 is 360 seconds, right? That's 6 minutes. Isn't that right? Yeah, 6 times 6 is 36. Yeah, 360 does for 6 minutes, I'm pretty sure. I think that's why they call it the 360. Wow, that was a great example from a couple days ago. Finding the tonal center of Layla and figuring out the notes based on that. Yeah, do that with every song, man. The more you can do that, friends, for those that are overthinking this, you're overthinking it. Some folks aren't, you get it. But look, you're a painter. And if I never showed up on YouTube and no other guitar teacher ever showed up and you had the guitar, you literally could find everything that we teach. Eventually you would, if you mess with it enough. It's like getting to know somebody who you love, right? The more time you spend with them, the more questions you ask, the more you get to know them. So get intimate with your guitar. You know, spend time with it. I did last night, 3.5 hours. I was just sitting here, and it was so fun. I haven't done that for so long. It was so fun to do, to actually take the time to do that. So yeah, you'll find all this stuff starts exposing itself to you. Jez, thank you. #1 fan, beautiful friend, super kind, man. Yeah. Can you explain slash chords and their keys? So a slash chord just means that we're talking about a chord, but it has a bass note in it that's different than the letter name of the chord. So for instance, if it's a G/B, here's a G chord. If it's a G/B, then what we're asking for is we're asking for a G chord, but put a B in the bass. So think about it like the G is the numerator and the D is the denominator. D, it's low. It's on the bottom of the fraction, meaning it's the lowest pitch. So a G/B is a G chord, but instead of putting the G in the bass, put the B in the bass. So don't play this G, and just play a... There's a B in the bass, instead of a G in the bass. Make sense? And you can do this with any chord. Say a C chord, C/G. There's a C chord with a G in the bass. That's a slash chord. And as far as their keys, you can do this in any key. It's not key dependent, if you will. You can get a cheap Valaton looper that has 10 minutes of loop time. Yeah. Yeah, there's stuff out there, man. Got to do some digging. Was that after a cool meditation? No, M. Burner, actually my meditation happened later on last night. I have a whole routine on going to bed, and when I hit the pillow, I usually go to sleep like right away, but last night I did all the things, so many things, and still did not fall asleep until like 4 a.m. Oh my gosh, but my mind was reeling. I was watching some videos that were really busting the lid off of what's going on right now. Oh my God, such good stuff. What are you talking about, Eric? Do the searching, because if I say it from here, people are gonna freak out. Some of you won't. Some of you lit. Some of you, you know what I'm talking about. Others of you, you're gonna freak out. It's not what the news is telling me. Don't watch the news. Do you use effects with your acoustics? Not really. I just like, I mean, that's the whole thing. That's why I like acoustics. I can go on the front porch and just play. But sometimes I do, especially if I'm recording or something like that, you know? Oh, beautiful. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Mike. Beautiful. Thank you, friend. I'll be looking out for that. Which are the essential scales that a good guitarist must know? You got to know the major scale to understand music theory as I teach it inside the program. If you just know the major scale, it's not going to help you that much. You got to understand how it applies to music. It will help. It's great. It's great for improvisation and that sort of thing. But more importantly than that, to understand all of music as I teach it inside UGS. I'm giving you that for free today. Second link below. When you hit that link, you'll see a free version of that. That's what I'm giving you guys today. Get that, okay? For soloing, the pentatonic scale is absolutely so powerful. You gotta know that one, okay? Friends, we're up to 640 people just now there. That is amazing. That's because you guys are sharing this. So for those that have shared it, for those that have liked this, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, I 100% agree with you. My knees hurt. Don't believe everything you hear, no matter the source. But keep investigating. Keep investigating. Keep asking why. Keep asking why. Keep asking why. Keep asking why. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Okay? You got to find this stuff yourself. There are people talking all about it on YouTube. You got to find the right people. But listen to lots of people. Okay? Listen to lots of people and measure what they say and their motives and what have you behind certain things. Okay? All right. How do you supply power to all the pedals on a pedal board? There are different things. There are different things that you can buy. Voodoo Labs makes some great models. But basically it's a brick and you plug your power into the wall, into that brick, and then there's a bunch of wires that come out of it to go to all of your pedals. Instead of having 15 wall warts, you have one wall wart, or not even a wall wart, you just have a plug going in, and then the wall wart's underneath your pedal board, and then you plug it's a transformer, and then you plug all your pedals into that. That's how you do it. Why is my middle name? Well, my knees hurt. That's why we get along so well. Because why is my middle name too? I always like to know the why of things. So I'm that guy who's always asking those questions. Okay? And this is why I do what I do. Because I'm like, well, why does that work? And then I figure it out. I'm not being a jerk. I just like to genuinely know why. My dad was an engineer. He escaped Berlin in World War II with Nazi Germany and all the rest. He was an engineer, an aeronautical engineer. He worked on the space shuttle and all of the computers on the missiles and the manned flights and everything else. So that he's got that mind. I've got that mind. My kids got that mind. So that's what we do. Yeah. Any merch for me to wear around? Cameron, yes, indeed. I will have one of the crew, Emmy, Jason, or Mike, I'll have them post that. We do. We've got some amazing apparel, some amazing merch that you guys have to see, okay? And we're going to be doing more of this once all this stuff is gone, okay? This space intentionally left blank. Beautiful. Thank you, BL. You rule. Thank you, bud. As always, man. Thank you. Okay. I'm an old beginner, just learning the 9 essential chords. To break up the routine, can you suggest a source for 2 or 3 chord songs to give hope that eventually I will be proficient like country songs? James, perfect, yes. I tell you what, James, on YouTube, search YourGuitarSage, He Stopped Loving Her Today. Start with that one. And then after that, James, search YourGuitarSage Elvis or YourGuitarSage Beatles or whatever your favorite artist is. Because I may not have the exact song you're looking for, but chances are I have some song by some famous artist that you like and that you love, and that's the way to do it. I've got 1,300 videos-ish on YouTube, so you'll probably find something that you like, okay? That's the way to do it. Search YourGuitarSage and then whoever you're looking for, okay? Jez, I'm a very optimistic person now as well. He's saying, but it's starting to get a bit weird right now. Jez, you got to follow the right people. I tell you what, I'm going to tell you somebody to watch. But man, he's not for the faint of heart, but he is so positive, he's so filled with light and everything else, but that guy is lit. He is so totally lit, and his name is Ralph Smart. He's known as Infinite Waters on YouTube, okay? If you're offended, you won't be offended by him. You're just going to either go, he's a complete nut, or you're going to go, oh, he's revealing stuff, especially this one that he just put up the other day. Watch it, okay? But you got to do it with an open mind. You got to do the research. Don't be a lazy ass, and don't also be the person who's like, I don't want to hear that. Good stuff is happening, man. This is this. I can't get into it. I want to so bad, but I can't. I'm gonna frighten kids. And it's nothing to be frightened of. It's beautiful stuff. The world's changing in a good way. It's going to happen. It's happening. I'm learning the 9 essential chords as well on the PDF. What is the dash used for? So that means minor, like A minor. So think minus, okay? So it means it's a minor chord. If you don't know what that means, it's because you don't understand the basics of theory, which I teach you, which I'm giving you in that free course today. So delve into that, I am Kevin. Second link below, you'll understand what that means, what the whole bit means. Okay, yeah, it means minor, but like what does it mean, okay? Gary Bolognese. Eric, so a dung beetle crawls into a bar and asks, hey, is this stool taken? How to use a looper pedal to create loops with modeling amps. Galaxy. Same way you would anything else as far as loopers, okay? Loopers work the same in profiling amp as a modeling amp as it would just a standard looper. I have videos for this. Search. Yes, John, the world is waking up. Some of us are. Some of us are still asleep. Some of us are filled with fear. Not me. I'm not. The world is waking up. It is. Indeed, some will be slower than others, but it's waking up. Galaxy. On YouTube, search YourGuitarSage Looper. I've got at least 2 videos with Robbie Calvo and a whole course inside of UGS. But if you're just looking for free on YouTube, search YourGuitarSage Robbie Calvo, or YourGuitarSage Robbie Calvo, or YourGuitarSage Looper. And I'll show you all sorts of bits and pieces about this, okay? It's amazing. Authentically MG. I want to wake up. I do too. I want to be woke up more. I'm telling you, follow Ralph Smart. The guy knows some stuff. There's tons of people out there, though, that are amazing like this. Aaron Doherty is his name. He's amazing too. Amazing stuff. But it's not like someone talking about math where you can tangibly grab everything, right? People are like, I don't believe it unless I can figure it out. Really? Rocket scientists, you don't know how gravity works. Science doesn't know how gravity works, but you wouldn't step off a cliff. So you just blatantly believe in gravity. You don't even know how it works. I don't know how electricity works. I'm not sticking my dang finger into a socket because I know what it does. So there's some stuff that happens in the world that you can just watch. And if you got a lick of freaking common sense, you don't need to have somebody from the news network tell you that something's true or not true. You got to do your research, though. You've got to open your mind. We're living in a day now where you better be doing it, friends. But good stuff's happening. But you got to know some stuff, okay? And you got to do some digging. Follow my Instagrams. Watch my late night Twitter likes and stuff like that. You're gonna see these people I'm talking about. I lick batteries. I do too. That's how I tell if they're good or not. Nothing more than a 9-volt though. I can't really accurately answer that question. Someone's asking something that's not guitar related there. Don't be fearful. That's the only thing I can tell you is don't be fearful. Do what you do. Just don't be dumb right now, right? Don't go licking a bunch of people or anything like that. But just in case, but just do this. Don't worry about the things that they tell us to be worried about all the time. Don't worry, because as I've said before, if a freaking bear is chasing you, you can get out of the way of the bear and still not fear the bear. It's a bear. It's hungry. It wants to eat, or it's angry, or it's pissy. And it wants to do what it wants to do. You're not going to change that. Get out of the way of the bear, but don't fear the bear. Okay? It's noon, Eric. Shut your freaking mouth about the world and how it's getting lit up. We just want to hear guitar. Okay. Okay, I hear you. Calm down. But you sitting right there, you want to hear more. You're intrigued. I know, I am too, because it's good stuff, really good stuff. Friends, if you're just joining us for the advanced lesson, hi, I'm Eric Andreas, your Guitar Sage, and it's the 13th of April, and these are monumental days. We're living in some amazing times right now. If you don't feel they're amazing, you're watching the wrong people, you're following the wrong people, or you're following people that are going to lead you to fear. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, it's a beautiful day. So many beautiful things are happening. Just go out in nature and just sit there in nature. And you tell me if nature's freaking out. You tell me if it is. It's not. That's the world. That's 99% of the world. This other stuff is not. Dr. Fonta, thanks Eric and team. Thanks. This vet, thanks you big time, Danny F. Thank you, buddy. That means so much to me. I truly appreciate it. Very much. Love the donations. Thank you. They really helped during this time. Okay, so April the 13th, that means it's the 13th day of the Unstoppable Guitar System, and of course we're at noon, which means that we're doing the advanced section now, right? If you want to know what this is in my hand that I keep showing you, it's the PDF that you should have downloaded already. If you're just joining us, it's the first link below. It's free. You can get this, and then there's more information, more free stuff for you that's going to help with your body and your mind and what have you to guide you through these 30 days. I'm one of millions, probably billions of voices right now that are going to guide you in maybe my own little way. But if someone's pouring fear out, effing turn them off and find someone who's preaching something that's good and positive and beautiful. There's tons of us out here doing it. Follow it and save your freaking mind right now, okay? What I'm doing, what my contribution is I'm going to guide you through these 30 days here to understand how to play guitar in a way that's real, in a way that's solid, in a way that's going to get you there. You could be starting with us today. It doesn't matter. The first column, here's all the beginner stuff. Here's all the advanced stuff. I'm walking you through the Unstoppable Guitar System Standard. We're on day 13. And so this is the second link below. We'll give you access to UGS Standard, and I'm going to guide you through that whole entire course. Plus you have access to it with all of the PDFs that I give you. All these PDFs that I'm holding up all the time. These are in the Unstoppable Guitar System. This is the stuff that's going to help you, okay? All this stuff. So it's not just videos, but it's step by step. There's descriptions, there's PDFs, tons of stuff to help you, okay? So as per promise, 2 hours free every single day. In the second hour here, we're going to do our advanced lesson, which is now bringing us to advanced magic patterns. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Here we go. You ready? Here we go. We're going to do it. Get ready. Someone just tuned in and they're like, what? Who is this freak? You ain't lying there. I'm a little freaky. Okay, let's talk about these magic patterns. And what I mean by magic is they've always been there. I talked to you about the 3-year-old, right, who hears the symphony the exact same way as the 97-year-old conductor, music conductor, who's been doing this for 70 years, right? They hear the same exact chords. They hear major and minor and diminished and augmented, and they know. They don't know. They hear everything the exact same way. All these patterns have always been before you. And in fact, the patterns that I don't see right now that I'm going to be doing videos for in the future that are going to pop out to me, just like if you're keeping an eye on the world and what have you, right? These things will start revealing themselves to you. So these patterns have always been there. Nothing's changed. Patterns have always been there, but they reveal themselves to you if you spend enough time with them, just like if you do with your lover or your friend and you find something out about them and you go, wow, I never knew that, because you're quarantined for 30 days and you find out beautiful things about life that you wouldn't have normally because you were in your normal routine doing your normal things. We needed a shake-up. This is the shake-up, right? So these patterns that I'm about to show you here are going to reveal tons of stuff on the fretboard for you. You're going to have your mind blown. We're going to race through springboards. because these springboards are necessary and they're part of the 4. This is the least mind-blowing of them, but yesterday when I was talking about them, I was seeing people going, oh my God, I never knew that, my mind is blown. So this is the least mind-blowing of them, and then I'm gonna work up to the most mind-blowing, okay? Ready? Here we go. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to go through this pretty fast because I have videos for this on YouTube and obviously inside of UGS. Anything that I say is on YouTube, I've got probably a whole series for inside of UGS. Okay? Cool? Get it? Got it? Good. Oh, by the way, if you're joining us here for the advanced lesson, please like this if you haven't already. Subscribe, share with a friend today if you would. Okay, here you go. Springboards. There are different places on the neck that you got to know. And these oh, by the way, I just got a donation here from David Doob, and thank you very much, David. So kind of you. Sage, I'm working on 5-2-4-1 progressions in the key of G. I find myself resolving to the 4 chord C. Is this okay, or does a song progression need to resolve back to the key signature I'm in? UG is pro, learning lots. David, I appreciate you saying this, and I'm interested to see. David, tell me what chords you're using, 5-2-4-1, because if you're using an F chord in there, then you're in the key of C. So that's why you're probably resolving back to C all the time. But if you're not, if you're using, say, you're saying it's in the key of G, but if you're throwing an F in there, then you're really in the key of C. So you'd have to let me know. Otherwise, yeah, you can resolve that the way you're playing it. You can resolve that on a particular chord that's not the tonic. It happens. We can play around with the tonal center like that, indeed. Yes. But David, let me know. I'll try to look out for it here. Oh, D, A minor, C, G, C. D. So you're not in the key of C, by the way. You're in the key of G. Okay, so I see what you're saying. Yeah, so yeah, you said that. D, A minor, C. So you're going like, I don't hear that resolving back to the C at all, but maybe the way that you're playing it, it would do that for sure, yeah. Yeah, could be. Could totally be, and that's possible. Folks, 672 folks in here right now, probably because those that shared it, actually 675, for those that shared it, other folks are getting in here. So thank you. If you did that, that's honoring me, and I appreciate that. So what's the trick? Amber's like, shut your friggin' mouth, guitar teacher, and show me. Okay, right, springboards. It's my cat going nuts there. Okay, E, A, D, G, B, E, right? We got the open notes. This is springboard number 1, the 12th fret, everything repeats. You know that, right? Some people don't, but they do. So E, A, D, G, B, E, the open strings is at the 12th fret, also E, A, D, G, B, E, okay? That's springboard 1. Springboard 2 we talked about is if you tune your guitar at the 5th fret, then you know that this 5th fret is an A because you're tuning it to the A string. And this is a D because we're tuning it to the D string. And this is a G because we're tuning it to the G string. And this is a B. We have to go down a half step because the guitar is tuned down like that to a major 3rd instead of a perfect 4th there, and so on and so forth. So that's a springboard. 12 frets above that's a springboard. If you missed that, it's okay because I have a video for you. So just search YourGuitarSage springboards. That's the least mind-blowing one. We're up to 681 folks. Thank you for sharing this, friends. Those are the least mind-blowing ones, but watch the springboards video on YouTube, YourGuitarSage springboards, if you want more information about that. Otherwise, you know that already, okay? Let's talk about the very first one, which I call the bolt or zigzag, okay? And it goes like this. We need to know the major scale. We've talked about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And 1, 4, and 5. If we know where the 1, 4, and 5 are at all the time, then we can play chord progressions, which 1, 4, and 5 are the most common chords. Those 3 major chords, the most common chords ever, if you include all music since the beginning of time to the end of time. Amen. The 1, 4, 5 are the most common chord progressions. In fact, some of you are singing a song right now because I'm playing this. And And this is no particular song. It's like 700 songs, right? A little Ramones for you. A little. Some people will say this is the Cars. Some people will say this is CCR. Right? Somebody said the Cars, right? It's a million things, right? So that's a very common chord progression. So is. It's the same chords. We're just playing it a little bit differently. So 1, 4, 5 are the most common chords. Also, if you know where the 1, 4, 5 is at all times, you're always one note away from every other scale step, okay? And that's pretty cool because then you can just move around just knowing where the 1, 4, 5 is at all times. Now watch this. If I'm in the key of E, watch this. This is so cool. This is called the zigzag, what I call the zigzag. If here's a 1, then the 4, now this works for the 6th and 5th strings. Don't worry about the other strings. It's not really going to help you any. Just think about this on the 6th and 5th strings. That's where we're forming our chords anyhow, right? We're putting the bass note below in the lower strings. But watch this. Here's the E. Now, this note directly underneath it on the next string is always the 4. And a whole step up from that is always the 5. If your guitar is tuned to standard tuning, that happens every single time in every single key. And it always will, from the beginning of time to the end of time. Amen. Here's the 1, 4, 5. Now we call it the bolt because if we're starting on the 5th string, we could go 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. So we have the 1 and the 5, or the 4 and the 5 that also appear in octaves. Okay, I forgot another springboard for you, the movable octave. If we're here and this is an A, if I go down 2 strings and up 2 frets, that's also an A. This works for the 6th and 5th strings. If I do it from the 4th and the 3rd string, then we could just, this is a little aside here, by the way. If this is an A, and I want to find another octave, I go down 2 strings and up 3 frets. This is as far as strings 4 and 3. Okay, again, if you don't know what the springboards are, just search. You'll find it. I've got videos for this, okay? So that 1, 4, 5 is so important. 1, 4, 5, because I can immediately play any song that has the 1, 4, 5 in it. Just I find out what my tonal center is. If it's the key of G, here's my G, and I got 1, 4, 5, or 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. And here's our 1 in the center of it all the time. Here's the 1, here's the 4, here's the 5. Or here's the 1, here's the 4, here's the 5. Or here's the 1, here's the 4, here's the 5. What? Watch this. Let's do this in another key. Let's do this as an A. Here's a, or do it in D. Here's a D. Watch this. 1, 4, 5. Here's another way to play it. 4, 5, 1, 4. Here's another way. 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1. See? We're playing it 3 different ways. That's how powerful this is because this is, if you have the tonal center right here on the 6th string, then 4, 5 is right there, and 4, 5 is right there. Super easy. If you're on the 6th string, then you just have the 4, 5 that's right underneath it, okay? Big stuff, man, right? That's called the zigzag, okay? 2 other things to blow your minds, and then we got to get to some questions, is the adjacent string trick, okay? Now, this is great for just playing licks. Literally, if you know, I'm going to show you something so cool. This is going to blow your mind. You're welcome. I'll tell you straight ahead. We got this little chord progression right here. I'm going to keep this real simple. In fact, I'm just going to go, let's see. I'm just going to play a minor chord. In fact, what's that? Sunshine when she's gone. For old Bill Withers. now check this out. I could take this pattern and literally show you 3 notes that you could play all over the neck. So you could literally be playing all over the neck with this one little tiny pattern. Watch this. Get ready to blow your mind, right? These 3 notes right here. I could move this down 1 string, same 3 notes. See, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. I could take this and use our octave, right? Down 2 strings, up 2 frets, and I can play the same thing. Now we said that if I go down 2 strings and up 3 frets, I got another A, and I can use the same pattern. Easy enough. You're just missing 1 note there. Okay. Now, we could start this from the 5th string, but it really works best when you have adjacent strings. Like, if you start this from like the 6 and 5, then you'll see the mirror image on strings 4 and 3, and you'll see the mirror image on strings 1 and 2. This works across, you know, if you started on strings 5 and 4, it would work for strings 3 and 2, or if you started on, yeah, you could do that, but there is this variation because of the way that the guitar is tuned that might throw you off a little bit. I call that the adjacent string trick. I see that lots of lights are going on right there, right? Lots of you are like, oh, dude, yes, the lights are going on, right? Right. Okay, good. Oh, snap. Effing light bulb moment. Boom, boom, boom. Sweet. Oh, good. I love this. Okay, mind blowing. Yeah, right? It's so cool. And if you know these secrets, then it will absolutely break things open for you, right? Just like the information that we're receiving right now that's totally free for all of us. If we got the mind for it and if we're searching for it, right, and our hearts are in the right places, it will work, okay? So now that's what I call the adjacent string trick. If you want to find more out about that on YouTube, search major. Yeah, so Subskip saying, what about major? Let's do it. So that's just minor right there. Let's do something major. Great idea. Works for major as well. Okay, let's do this. Let's go. Let's just do some. Let's do the key of. Let's do G. Okay. Okay. This is sorry, honey. Okay, it's dragging, my gosh. Gotta work on my time. I gotta work with a metronome a bit more. Okay, so watch this now. Now, what we could do is, this is major, so I can take the first 3 notes of the major scale. This is on the 6th string. Now watch this. Mind-blowing time, yeah. Here we go. Here's our octave right here. Right? Here's our octave, right? We go down 2, up 3, because that's what we do on strings 4 and 3, right? Now watch. Watch, get ready. Mind-blowing time, get ready. Watch this. Whoops. My mind is blown. Your mind is blown, isn't it? It is for me still. I'm like, sometimes I look at this and I go, well, I don't even use that very often, but it's a really cool bit, but I don't use it. I have other tricks that I go to, other things, but I discovered this so late in life that I was just like, you know, how do I use that, you know? But I probably should do it more, you know? But there you go, isn't that cool? So like literally, if you're in a minor key, find out what your tonal center is. If it's A, boom, then you're gonna go fingers 1, 3, 4. I gotta do a video on this for YouTube, don't I? I gotta do a video. I mean, I have one on the adjacent string trick, but I was laying in bed last night. I said, literally, if you just do that right there, then that would work for the minor. 1, 3, 4. So if this our tonal center's an A, then you can just do this. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're missing out on the 7. That's okay. For this pattern to work, you're skipping out a note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's major, if it's A major, then you just move the pinky up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can do this for any key, major or minor. What? Yeah! It's awesome, right? That's the adjacent string trick, friends. Okay, now that's the boring stuff. Now that's pretty cool for like soloing and stuff. So now let's talk about what I originally labeled as the major minor 69er, and I got vetoed from the rest of the crew, and they called it the L7. We call it the L7. It's cool, it works, it's awesome, and it will show you where all the chords are for every single key, major or minor, in every genre, from the beginning of time to the end of time, amen, okay? And this is how it goes. Watch this. Mind blown, get ready. You're cleaning up mind right now because it's all over your room. Well, get ready again. You might as well wait because you're going to be cleaning up twice. Watch this. So here we go. This is 1, right? Remember our 1, 4, 5? But we were doing it, you know, earlier we were doing it from the 5th string, right? 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. Right, we were doing that. If we did this from the 6th string, okay? If we did this from the 6th string, then what we're going to do is we're going to be able to access all 7 of the diatonic chords very quickly. The 1, 4, 5 are the 3 major chords. 1, 4, 5. Babs Turner, thank you so much for the kind donation. I really, truly appreciate that. You rule. So 1, 4, 5 are 3 major chords, right? Yes. The answer is yes. Nod your head. Yes. Okay. And then watch this. It's kind of like a mirror image, and I'm going to probably draw it out for you here in just a minute. I'm going to draw all these out for you because I think it would be good for you to see it written out too. So here, 1, 4, 5, and 2, 3, 6. So this is kind of looks like an L if it's like laying down like this, right? I'm going to draw this out for you, so if it doesn't make sense to you, then, you know, I'll show it to you. So there's like an L, and this is like a 7. Or you could say it the other way around. Or it looks like 69. Or it looks like yin and yang. It's like 1, 4, 5, major, 2, 3, 6 are minor. And then here's our 7. It's just a half step below the 1. Now, some of you get this and some of you don't. And some of you are like, cool, I get it, but how does that help? Well, it helps immensely because if you're like, well, I want to play a song in the key of G, but I don't know what chords go with the key of G. Well, guess what? Now you do know. Because if this is a G, and you want to know all the chords that go with G, you know that this one's major, this one's major, this one's major, and you know this one's minor, this one's minor, this one's minor, and you know where the bass notes are at. You only need to know how to play bar chords now, and I have a video for that. YourGuitarSage bar chords. And then you know where the 7th chord is. So for instance, if I wanted to play... let's say if I wanted to do... well, I'll do a standard 1-4-5 minor 7 chord progression. That's not a good chord progression. Let's do like major, minor, major, major 1, minor 6, major 4, major 5, major 1, minor 6, major 4, major 5. Now if somebody says, well, what about in the key of A? It's the same thing, bro. Watch. Major 1, minor 6, major 4, major 5. Minor 6, major 4, major 5. If I wanted to put a minor 2, minor 3, there's our 5 again. You know, does that make sense? Okay, good. I have to write this out because somebody just said PDF, please. Let's do this. Let me show you what this might look like on the fretboard here. Number 1, we're going to do we're going to do the L7 bit here. And it goes like this. If this is our tonal center, right? There it is. Here's our 1, here's our 4, here's our 5. Okay? 1, 4, 5. I just drew on myself. 2, 3. Oops. That's wrong. 2. This is messy. 2, 3, 6. Now here's what I mean by the L7 thing. It's like you have a 7, you have an L here, right? See this guy? Boop. Kind of like an L, a 7 right there. And then this guy is like an L and a 7. Can you see that? L and 7? Sure you can, right? You're smart. And then we said that the diminished chord would be right there. I know that's really messy, but go ahead and take a picture of that. Okay? These are major. These guys are major. Here, go ahead and take a picture. Okay, you got it? Okay, good. Okay, so there's major chords. These are the minor chords, and that's the diminished chord. Now, the only bad thing about this is that it works in every single key. Woohoo! There's nothing bad about it. It's perfect. You can do this in any key. That's your tonal center, and then bingo bango, those are your chords. You have to know how to form the chords there, but that's another video, right? You know the notes now. Okay, good. Mind blown yet? Sufficiently blown? If not, I'm going to do the adjacent string trick real quick here for you on the whiteboard, and then we can get to your questions, okay? Bingo bango, that's right. 659 folks in here. That's great. That's probably because you're sharing. Probably because you're liking this video. Thank you. All right, so this here is Zing, Zang, Zoo. Here we go. Watch this. So this is the adjacent string trick bit. So let's say we're in the key of, we'll say G minor, okay? And this is the G, okay? And literally you could play this lick all over the fretboard. So we're going to go, so here it is on string 6, and you could also do it on string 5, okay? Now, then we're going to repeat this thing again. Now, there is a note here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 notes in the scale. So you are missing out on a note. But in order for this thing to work and for you to properly see it and what have you, it needs to be like this. So remember this, if we wanted to find the octave, we're going to go down 2 strings, up 2 frets. So here's where the pattern replicates. Boom. And then you just repeat that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Now, we took another color here. I should have made a bigger fretboard here, but and now if we want to find the octave again, we're going to go down 2 strings and up 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. So now the whole business starts over again right here, and we would have, dot, 2 dots here, and then the whole enchilada. This whole thing here moves right there. That's what it would look like. Does that make sense? I should probably do it properly. Let me do this again. Ah, crap. I should have just done it in a different key. I'll do it in the key of F, okay? So I have more room here. But just stick with me here for just a second, okay? In the meanwhile, hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. In the meanwhile, get in the free course. What are you doing? I can only show you so much. You got to do this. You got to dig into this stuff yourself. If you're not doing it, just like the other stuff I talked about, if you're not doing it, it's not going to come bite you in the butt. You're going to have to do the work for it, okay? So do it. Do the work. Okay, so if we were in the key of, we're going to say F minor, right? This is our tonal center. Watch. 667 folks in here. I love it. Thank you, guys. So this is the F, and we're going to go, so that's fingers 1, 3, and 4, and then 1, 3, and 4. And then, remember, if we want to find the octave, this is called a springboard, what I call a springboard. You're going to go down 2 strings, up 2 frets. 1, E, Okay. The only note that you're missing out on the scale is right there. So you have notes 1 through 6. That's the way for this pattern will work, where it'll make sense. If we throw that other note in there, it's going to throw you off. So, and these colors help too. So boom, you went down the octave. If we want to find another octave, remember from strings 4 and 3, we go down 2 strings, but we go up 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. It's because the way the guitar is tuned. Don't question it. This is one thing I will say, don't question it. You can learn later on, but basically the guitar is tuned to 4ths, but the B string is tuned to a major 3rd, which is a half step low, which makes it we have to compensate and do this stuff. Don't try to tune your guitar to perfect 4ths, though. You'll never be able to play chords correctly and bar chords and all. So see how this works? Duplicates 3 times. Boom, strings 6 and 5, replicate on strings 4 and 3, replicate on strings 2 and 1. And it's the same 3 notes. I mean, literally, if you know that, you could be playing all over the fretboard. What? Oh, I'm out of here. That's crazy. Crazy business. All right, let's get to your questions. Good stuff, right? I told you I was going to blow your mind today. We done, right? Let's get to some questions. I want to help you. If I was not graciously gifted this as a vet, I would buy the pro membership. Thank you, Gene. Bob Noob is saying I'm confused. Okay, or Box Noob is saying I'm confused. Box, dude, hang in there with me, okay? The only reason that you're confused is you're looking at something here and you know this amount and this thing is missing. That's it. Don't give up. Understand that you've got to get these basic parts, because I know there's Box, if you're saying this, there's other folks out there that are saying the same exact thing. So it's not you. It's just that you don't have that missing piece there, right? Chain is as weak or it's as strong as its weakest link. So if you're missing a piece there, why would you get it? You shouldn't be expected to get it. So I understand it. Second link below is UGS Standard. It gets you into the program for free. The first 30-something lessons will teach you this, teach you much of this, and then when you come back and watch the Springboards lesson, Box, write these down. Springboards, watch that on YouTube. Watch Weird Trick, YourGuitarSage Weird Trick. That's the L7 bit. And then watch YourGuitarSage Adjacent String Trick. This will absolutely help you and you're gonna get it. But you gotta understand the basic stuff first. That's the only reason you're messing up on that. Okay, that's it, okay? Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's get some questions here. It's guitar porn, isn't it? Woohoo! Okay. Oh, you need screenshots. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, yeah, all right. I got a little overzealous there. Sure, take a screenshot of that. Let me smile. You got it? You got it? Okay, cool. All right, there you go. Can the 69 trick be used in a minor key? Yes, glad you asked, friend. Glad you asked. Can it be used in a minor key? It can be. Watch this. Basically, look, if you're in a major key, you're also in a related minor key. So all the notes, all the chords, all the scales, everything are the exact same. You just have a different tonal center. I say this all the time. Two people talking about a particular subject, right? Two people talking about politics in some way. This guy knows he's right. This guy knows he's right. This is what they do. I know I'm right. I'm right. I know I'm right. Here are the facts. I know I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. Here are the facts. But the way that they're phrasing certain things, maybe they're saying money and military and Medicare and trigger words. They're saying all the same trigger words, but the way that they're saying it determines what it is that they actually believe, right? So in the same way, when we're talking about major or minor, we're really talking about the same exact notes and the same exact chords. It's just what's the tonal center, okay? People cleaning up brains all over their house right now. I'm sorry. I had to do it. Okay, so we said that if we were in the key of G, we'd have this 1, 3, 4. Okay, watch this. Hold on. Hang in there. Get ready to take that picture. Okay, and then we said there was our, right, let's see, these blue guys were our major, and the reds are our minor. So 1, 2, let's do this. I should have made it green, but whatever. You get the idea. And 2, 3, 6. And then this guy's our 7, right? So here's the deal. So someone asked, can you do that for the minor key? Yeah. Here's the deal. This is major and minor. So you have the 1, 4, 5, and you got the 2, 3, 6, and the 7. Here's the deal. If it's 1, that's the tonal center of a major in a major key. The related minor key is the 6. What I mean by related is they share the same sets of notes, they share the same sets of chords, they're the exact same. In the key of C major, you have no sharps and flats. In the key of A minor, you have no sharps and flats. In the key of G major, you have one sharp, it's an F. F is sharp. In the key of E minor, you have one sharp. The F is sharp. They're related. They're related. Major, minor, okay? So here is the tonal center for major. Here's the tonal center for minor. So if you want to do this in a minor key, then that's your tonal center. That's probably the chord that you'd start off with, and then all the other notes would follow that right there. Make sense? Good? All right, good. Box is saying, how long have I been playing? I started playing when I was 14. I'm 50. You have to include this bit in the major. I would include it in UGS right there, but honestly, it would be too much for a student at first. They got to get this stuff, okay? It takes time, but yes, indeed, it's very, very valuable stuff. You guys should learn the circle of fifths, a very helpful tool. Indeed, I have a whole course for that inside of UGS. The circle of fifths is super, super, super helpful. All of these different things, man, it's like a different perspective. I always say, if you've got a piece of artwork, right? You have a sculpture and it's sitting in the middle of the room and you're looking at it from this angle and it looks really cool and the light's hitting it a certain way. And you walk over here and you're like, oh, hold on, that's something totally different. Or I see this detail that I didn't see before. It's because of your perspective. We can do that for music. We can do that for the current situation that's happening right now. You can do that for politics and religion and everything. Get lots of different perspectives, and when you do, when you're not just stuck with one perspective, but you see from all these different perspectives, things all of a sudden become very, 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 very clear. But you have to get all those perspectives, and you have to take a moment and just entertain them and hear what they have to say, and then it happens, okay? Okay. Helps. Okay. Yeah, D-Buster, you won't get it all right away, okay? But you can get it, okay? It's also helpful to learn the circle of fourths, which appears backwards, the circle of fifths just going counterclockwise. Indeed. And I have a video for this on YouTube. Search YourGuitarSage circle, okay? The minor scale is the Dorian, right? No, the minor scale is the Aeolian mode. The Dorian mode is built off of the second scale step of the major scale. So if you play the major scale, it's the Ionian mode, like if we're talking the jazz modes or Greek modes. And then if you play that same scale from 2 to 2, instead of 1 to 1, 1 to 1 will be the Ionian mode of the major scale. If you play it from 2 to 2, it's the Dorian. The minor scale is based off of the 6, so if you play the major scale from 6 to 6, it is the minor scale, also known as the Aeolian mode. If you're freaking out about all these words, don't worry about that. You're probably never going to use them. I've been playing for 30-something years. I rarely ever use that, okay? It's not to say you can't, but you probably don't. Unless you're a big lover of jazz, you probably won't. Saw a t-shirt that said there's no B strings in heaven. Any idea what this means? Yeah, well, so the guitar is tuned to fourths, meaning from here to here is a perfect fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 major scale or 4 scale steps. Major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a perfect fourth from here to here. So the guitar is tuned to fourths, except for the B string. The B string is tuned to a major third. It kind of throws things off, but not really. What it does is it makes guitar a lot easier. Makes guitar a lot easier. You can play all sorts of chords and stuff like that because of that. All right. Jim is saying, so please explain how UGS Classic and Pro differ. Okay, so UGS Standard, you get that for free today, folks. That's like 30-something plus lessons. The most important lessons that I've ever taught, the ones that build your foundation, the one that if you never saw me again, you would have a lot more information than most guitar players out there, and you'd be able to build a solid foundation, be able to go on with your life and do some great things. What UGS Classic and UGS Pro are about is really further going down that road, doing this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Just chock full of stuff like this all day long. This is just a smattering of bits and pieces that you would learn in there. Tons of amazing stuff, over 1,000 videos. Classic and Pro. Pro has everything. Classic, you'll get to everything, but it's limited. Okay, that's $5 a month. Pro is $19 a month, or you can do a lifetime membership. We've got special deals for that going on right now. Okay, the second link below, you'll find more information about that. So Jim, if you would watch those videos, because I'm shortchanging you by just giving you a brief explanation, but in order for me to get to other questions, we got to keep moving on. I don't want to sell, you know what I mean? It's like either you want to get in or you don't. I'm not going to sell the course. It's like either it'll sell itself. Watch the video. If you like it and I'm the guy for you, then I'm the guy for you, okay? Tell us your most famous student besides me, Larry's asking. You know, I've had I have to think because I always forget, but I did have, there's a gal, very famous, Elena, She's a country singer, Elena. She's really pretty, voluptuous. What's her name? Elena. I know you guys know her because she's very famous. She was a student of mine. There was a Christian artist who was really famous in the 90s, and she walked in, and I was like, hey, I know you. And I forgot what her name is. Here, Elena? No, not Elena. That's Alana. No, not Elena. No, Elena. You guys know her. She's real pretty. What is her name? I think that's her name, Elena. No, not Elena Morissette. Laura Elena. That's her, right? Laura Elena. That's who I'm thinking of, right? She's country artist. Yeah. So Laura Elena. That's it. She's a country artist. What's her name? Christian artist, beautiful girl. Anyhow, Laura Elena is probably the most famous, but I've had lots of Christian artists, producers, writers, that sort of thing, come in. So maybe like 5 or 6 people. I haven't taught a ton of very famous people, but there you go. Okay, cool. My knees hurt. Doesn't watch anything made after the 90s. All right, friends. I'm sorry, there was lots of explanations today. I got to answer some questions for you. So come on and hit me up. Lauren Elena. That's her name. Lauren Elena. Pretty sure. Yeah, she was on American Idol. Yeah, indeed. And now she's, famous singer. Great. Okay, so let's get to those questions. I want to do this with you. If you're just joining us right now, please thumb this up, share it with a friend, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you've liked it already, then don't do it again. Just do it the one time, okay? Am I a Joe Satriani fan? Indeed. Surfing with the Alien got me jacked to play guitar. I was listening to that. I was like, what's going on? My mind was blown. Love it. Yeah, indeed. Every one of you could be famous, for sure. It's true. The difference between, I see it all the time. I see artists, back in the day, they would come to me and they wouldn't be famous, and then all of a sudden they would become famous, right? Because the only difference is more people get to know them. That's it. Thank you for showing me the L7. You just gave me the tool to remember major, minor. Yep, so helpful. Today's video has to become a lesson. Way too much good stuff today. Thank you, JF. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you got it. Beautiful. Oh, good. He's streaming later. Okay, beautiful. Can you teach us some of these triad chords? So a triad is a chord. It's it's a major, minor, diminished, or augmented. If you take the major scale and you play the first, third, and fifth from the scale, you get the major chord. If you flatten the third, lower it a half step, now you get a minor chord. If you flatten the third and the fifth, now you get a diminished chord. If you play a major chord and you sharpen the 5, you get an augmented chord. So literally, you can just take any triad right now. This is starting on the 6th string here. Here's major. That's major. Here's minor. Has the flatted third. Here's diminished. That's the flat third and the flat 5. And if we go to augmented, we have major, and you raise that 5 up a half step. Okay? And so, if you know that, you could go through the whole enchilada straight up the scale, whatever strings you want to do, which I have a whole extended course on this, doing the triads across 3 strings, 6, 5, and 4, 5, 4, and 3, 4, 3, and 2, 3, 2, and 1, and then I invert them, and I do all the inversions of that. I do 1, 3, 5, I do 3, 5, 1, I do 5, 1, 3, etc. I exhaust all these different things, and it's amazing because it will truly get you to understand the fretboard. So if I wanted to play this across, right, I'd go, let's see, major. Let's do major. We'll do G major. Hold on. I forget that one. I never played diminished like that. But nonetheless, you got them right there, right? And you can do this in all keys. Works the same. Does your course come to an end, or are you always adding to it? Albert, I'm always adding to it. So I've been doing this online since 2006. The Unstoppable Guitar System, worked on that, built that thing up. 2012, we released it after lots and lots and lots of hours of many late nights digging in, creating this thing, and we've built it up since then. So it started off with maybe a few hundred videos. Now it's over 1,000 with 365. Murphy, why you gave so much info for free? Because number one, I love helping people, and number two, I love helping people. So lets people know what I'm doing here. So I suppose if they want to get into the Unstoppable Guitar System and they buy it, well, that keeps lights on too. So, but I'm very passionate about helping people how to play guitar. I love the guitar. It's so fun. It's been a lifesaver for me, and if I can help other people do that as well, then it's all bonus. You know what I mean? Eric, is it okay to play your videos in a guitar chat room? Indeed. Play my stuff. Have fun with it. Teach folks from it. Do what you need to do with it. You know what I mean? Just, yes, indeed. I love that. Thank you. I've been a pro member since last August, and he has added a ton already. Beautiful. Thank you, Paul, for letting folks know that. Wow, 88% of number of likes versus watching. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, 587 folks. Indeed, that's amazing. I know we could get that above 600 in like a split second. If you haven't liked this already, friends, please do. Can you please list the names of these tricks again? Rick, yes. Number one, adjacent string trick. Adjacent, A-D-J. Adjacent string trick. Search YourGuitarSage adjacent string trick. It wasn't Amy Grant that I taught. No, it was not Amy Grant. It was Morgan. Morgan is her name. Cindy Morgan, that's her name. Cindy Morgan, she's beautiful, by the way. Adjacent string trick. Search YourGuitarSage weird trick. We named it something about weird trick, I remember, but the trick, I call it the L7, and I'm not sure if you'll find it that way. I also called it major minor 69er, but search YourGuitarSage weird trick, okay? Yay, we're above 600 likes. Thanks, friends. Super kind. I really, truly appreciate that. And over 600 folks in the room. The other one is springboards. YourGuitarSage springboards. Oh, and then also YourGuitarSage Zigzag or YourGuitarSage Bolt, B-O-L-T. I either call it Zigzag or Bolt, one of the two. Okay. L7 is a good band. I've heard that. Oh, thank you, Mike, for putting that up. Yeah, if there's any of those others out there, Mike or Jason, L7, the adjacent string trick would be a good one. Zigzag and springboards, any of those that you can pop up there for the kids, that would be awesome. What's the inversion of a triad? So instead of playing a 1-3-5, you might play a 3-1-5 or 5-3-1 or a 3-1-5 or 3-5-1. It's putting a note other than the letter name of the chord into the bass. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Doesn't taking the 1-3-5 notes up from each note in the major scale to make a chord explain why chords are major versus minor? Yes, Galaxy, it does. So what you're saying is right. So, harmony is when we play, melody is when we play one note at a time, right? Harmony is when we put another note and stack it on top of it. So what Galaxy's saying there is true, and I explained this several different ways like this inside of UGS, but if we were playing in the key of C, and we went up the scale, and we played a harmony of the 1 and the 3, the first one's going to be major, second one's going to be minor, second's minor, or third's minor, fourth is major, fifth is major, sixth is minor, seventh is minor interval, but the chord is diminished because we got to throw that 5 in there, and then back to major again. So if we stack the fifth on there, then we get the whole chord. So we get major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. Yes, indeed. And I talk about that high detail inside of UGS. Friends, if you've been watching this long and you haven't taken advantage of the free course, I can't help you, okay? Oh, thank you so much for the kind donation, my friend. Super duper kind. Okay. Beautiful. Super kind. Yes, yes, yes. I think you guys got your minds blown so much today. You guys don't even have any questions. You're like, I understand it all, which I love that. That's beautiful. Good. Who inspired me to learn guitar? Lots of folks. Randy Rhoads, Jakey Lee, the guys from Rat, the guys from Judas Priest, the guys from Iron Maiden, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Yngwie Malmsteen, Andre Segovia, anything by Ennio Morricone, soundtracks, themes, Mozart, Bach, Paganini, Vivaldi, all the classical, so many of the classical guys, like so many folks did. Yeah. Carl, I have a video for Ain't No Sunshine. If you would like to know more about that song, search Your Guitar Sage, Ain't No Sunshine. Great stuff today, Eric. Your cup runneth over. Indeed. Have I gotten to 50 push-ups? I'll be honest with you. I haven't. 49 push-ups. That's where I'm at. I'm at 49 push-ups right now. In the last few days, I've been slacking. So, Mike, I've been called out. I've been doing other stuff, though. I've been expanding my mind. I've been watching vids. But I need to still. That's no excuse. I need to get off my ass and do it. So I need to get to 50. Eric, any recommendations on not hurting your hands, wrists from overplaying, specifically your fretting hand? Ben, it's going to happen. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym and you get a good workout in, you're going to burn. You're going to hurt. No pain, no gain. So it's going to happen. The only way to not do it is to not practice as much. Or when you are playing, just be very conscious of playing as lightly as possible. Also, make sure that your guitar is not beating you up, too. If the frets are really high or you got really thick strings, you may be working harder than you need to. Okay? Tell us what notes are in what chord, scale, etc. Oh, that's... you're not asking me, okay? What are busker chords? Busker chords are... I cover those inside of the Unstoppable Guitar System. Essentially, they're what I call the 9 essential chords. They're the chords that everybody needs to know. C major, D major, D minor, E major, G major, A major, B7. C, D, D minor, E minor, G, A minor, B7. 9 essential chords. If you know how to use your capo, those are the easiest chords to play. They're in the open position. They work really nicely in the key of G and C. So you can right away play in both of those keys. And if you move your capo around, you can play in absolutely any key. I cover all that inside the free course. You got to know how to use your capo. You got to know the 9 essential chords. And you have to know how that works. But yes, indeed, you could play like in almost every key for sure. Eric, is there a guitar out there made purely for blues? No, there's not. Or do we use effects to get that sound? The only effects that you need really for blues is a little bit of dirt. You know what I mean? You know, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of reverb, you're good. It's about the easiest sound to get. Do I have plans to play in some band in the future? If the right band came along with the right people, I would, but bands are like marrying four dudes, or like being married to four dudes. It's not fun sometimes, because if you're not all getting along, not even necessarily getting along, but have the same philosophies about practice and showing up to a gig on time and not showing up drunk and everything else, and people are not doing that, it makes it not very fun. You know what I mean? So there you go. Friends, if you haven't already, please like this video going on out. If there's anybody who has not, that would be super kind if you did that for me. Hit that thumbs up. Also, share this video with a friend, or subscribe. If you want to do both, then that would be so kind. I would so appreciate that. I've got lots of things for you, friends. Not only am I going live with you every single day in the month of April for 2 hours. The first lesson's beginner from 11 to 12, and the second hour from 12 to 1 is an advanced lesson where you get your minds blown like this, right? I have lots of these PDFs for you inside of the free course. They're all there, access with pictures and explanations and videos that walk you step by step. You've said it before. I really want to learn how to play guitar. I don't know how to play guitar. I don't know where to look. Eric, tell me where to look. I'm telling you, the second link below. The first link is the PDF, which will give you access to everything that we're doing here over the days and give you the syllabus with the beginner and advanced lessons. But friends, if you're not in UGS Standard, that second link below, you can get in there for free, or UGS Pro, even better, then I can't help you. I can only help you out so much because you're not serious about it. And that's just me being honest, which I will always be with you. You're not being serious about it. So if you're serious about learning guitar, the very minimum that you should be doing is getting in Unstoppable Guitar System Standard, the second link below, because it's going to guide you through everything that you need to know. Okay, that's how it works. For those that donated today, thank you so much. You donated $252 today. Super duper kind. We so appreciate that, because I'm still working, the crew's still working, the studio I'm still paying rent on, and I'm paying my folks and all the rest, and internet and everything else, as you guys are too. I'm not complaining whatsoever. In fact, I'm very excited about what's going on in a weird way, not in a weird way, in a very, this positive stuff that's going to come from this. But thank you for the donations. It keeps the lights on, and you guys are amazing. I do this as much for me as I do it for you, because seeing your comments and seeing those lights come on and seeing you guys get excited about this, you guys are going to run off and do these other things. Some of you are so lit that you're going to download the PDF and you're going to start meditating, because more than all this guitar stuff, I'm prescribing meditating to you, but I'm not known as a meditation guy, so I can't really say that, but I'm saying it anyhow. Learn to meditate. It's so easy. It's not even learning to meditate, it's just taking the time and actually doing it. That PDF has some great resources, as well as access to lots of free Tony Robbins content that's amazing. Changed my life, friends. We have 30 days here to establish these great habits, to enlighten our minds and our spirits and our hearts, to grow close to our families, to get better at working out, to get better at meditation, to get better at guitar, to grow as a family. Friends, I do this as much for me as I do for you, because I love seeing these comments. So thank you so much. Thank you for the donations today. Amazing things are happening in the world and in the universe right now. This is not a coincidence. I'm 50-something years old. I guarantee you there's folks that are 70 in here and they've never seen something like this before. This is a very special time. Don't fear. That's how they win. Don't fear, and there is a they, by the way. Don't fear, but do investigate. Do your work. Listen to some guys out there. It's probably going to go against what your orthodox thinking is. This is the only way to break out of this, is to get out of some orthodox thinking. They're not going to be telling you this stuff on the news. That's a big giant advertisement for the people with the money, okay? If you think you're getting all the truth there, you ain't, okay? I know I'm losing people, that's okay. I got to drop this truth part here, because I, just like many people on YouTube, if they're not being taken down, some folks are being taken down because they're speaking the truth. Freedom of press, why are they doing that? Unless they're scared of the information that they're sharing. That's the only reason why you would do that, okay? So we're living in very unprecedented times, but they're beautiful times because I truly believe that Ralph Smart, thank you, Jez. Oh, follow some Ralph Smart. That guy is lit. He can get a little wordy sometimes, and he has little quirks and ticks that he does, but dear God, that guy is lit. Watch him. He's vomiting great information out to you. He's giving you great information all the time. It's a terrible word. Sorry. He's lit, okay? Follow these folks. This is a beautiful time. It's a time to wake up. It's time to wake up. That's all I'm going to share with you today. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys rule, and I'm out of here. I'm going to go play with my family and my little boy, and the sun's going to be coming out here soon. It's kind of rainy out there, but good stuff is coming, all right? Keep up, keep positive, because it's getting good, okay? Stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.